Welcome, you guys. This is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, coming to you with another awesome live feed. And we are ending eating disorders using nothing but your brain. And we are talking about binge eating and bulimia and overeating and yo-yo dieting and food obsession, body hate, emotional eating, food addiction, all of that. Ending it, not putting a band-aid on it or trying to manage it for the rest of your life, but literally ending it so you don't have the problem anymore and you can move forward as a normal eater. That is what we are doing, using nothing but your brain. And so fun to see you guys on. Hello. Welcome. All right, you guys, feel free to pop in and say hello and ask questions and make comments and likes and hearts and however you would like to express yourself on our live feed today. And we are going to be talking about an aspect that creates so much misery in our journey with food and our body, and that is the fighting with ourself. So, we've literally helped hundreds of people to be free and forever permanently free from the struggle with food. So, this comes in all ways, shapes, and forms, but I'll just go ahead today and share a little bit from my own experience, because I've been on this journey too. So the feeling of fighting with yourself is you want your body to do something, and you are trying so hard to make your body do that thing, usually lose weight. And no matter how hard you try, it's almost like the opposite is happening, or the opposite is physically, literally happening. So I remember there was a period of time where I was, in my definition at the time, just perfect. I'd cut out the calories and I'd cut out the carbohydrates, and I had done the workouts perfectly, and I'd done the hydration and the supplementation, and I had, worked out so hard and so steady, and I'd been tracking it on my app, and I had such an incredibly perfect streak, and I would weigh myself and I would measure myself, and so proud of myself because I had a period of time where I was just fighting the urges to binge and fighting them. So there's one aspect of you feel really strongly like doing something like binging, and then you're trying to fight that. So that feels like fighting yourself. And then you are in a place where you're trying so hard and tracking so much, just like I did. And I remember after this long period of time, I got on the scale. I'd let myself have a little bit of a break from the scale because it was just every single day I wanted to be able to see the big grand reveal. I wanted to be able to see wow, look at all the progress that I've made. Look at all the worth that I've gained for myself. Look at how much more of a worthy and lovable person I am, because that number is smaller. And I had been so perfect, and I got on the scale and it was up by a pound. It was this feeling what is all this for? How much harder could I possibly work? How much perfect battle could I possibly do in this uphill, miserable fight to make my body do something? And it's literally doing the opposite. And I remember the feelings of being really angry at my body, angry that it was harder for me than everyone else, angry that other people could lose weight and I couldn't, angry that other people could work out and lose weight and I couldn't, angry that other people could eat food and not gain weight and I couldn't do that. If I tried to eat a piece of fruit, I would be up on the scale. I was just so angry, and just this hot white loathing, just hate for my body. I hated how it looked. I hated how it felt. I hated that I was trapped in it and that I couldn't get out of it. I hated that I didn't have a different body. I hated that this shape, and why won't that go away? And no matter how hard I try, it was just so angry and maddening. And then turned into a binge, because it's well, if I try this hard and it's still not working, then I might as well have what I've been depriving myself of this whole time, because I've got to figure out something else and I've got to figure out something better, and then it turns into a binge. The real point that I want you guys to take away from this is that if you are fighting with yourself, then you are against yourself. And if you are against yourself, it will take so much happiness from your life. It'll steal so much joy. Because no matter who wins, you lose. if you're fighting with yourself. And this is what the binge restrict, yo-yo diet, body hate, food obsession, like this is the exact position that it puts us in. It puts us in fighting with ourselves. And then there are all of these different elements that come into play that we are taught to even more deeply hate and fight with ourselves. So for instance, there's this idea of like, oh yeah, there's this awful pig inside of you and you should just hate it and you should just like insult it and squash it down and think it is so horrible. Like, oh, there's something inside of me that I should hate, and that's the answer. It just drives up us hating ourselves more. And if we just want to talk really practically, hating yourself is an awful, ineffective, ridiculously like not going to work method in trying to change behavior. If you hate yourself, if you loathe yourself, if you beat yourself up, it just literally feeds the cycle of doing the very thing that you hate yourself for doing. Like that's it. So, or there's this idea of like, oh, I'm so broken and I'm so powerless and I'm going to admit my powerlessness and I'm going to admit my brokenness and that it's never going to get better. That doesn't work. And again, it's the reinforcing of I hate myself, I'm base, I'm lowly, I'm miserable, I'm broken, I'm disgusting. Like that does not fix the problem. It makes the problem worse. And then all day, it is just this constant internal fight with ourselves. It's the I should have it, I shouldn't have it, I should have it, I shouldn't have it, I can't eat this, I can't eat this, that is okay, that's not okay, this should be something that I can enjoy. Well, why can't I enjoy it? Why don't I have any self-control? Well, if I eat this, then I'll have to not eat this. And if I eat this, then I'll have to work out a little bit more here, actually a lot more. Well, if I have this occasion, well, I can't have 2 birthday parties on one day. What was I thinking having kids that were born close to each other? Like I can't do 2 parties in a week. I can't go on a date night and have a picnic with my daughter. Like, oh no, like just trying to control everything. So there's this constant mental back and forth and this fighting and just like this ping pong back and forth. And it's like 2 fighting voices that are happening internally, and we don't even know which one is us and which one to choose. So there's the mental aspect of the fighting with yourself. And then there's like the trying to force our bodies to do something specific. I want to lose 4 inches here and 5 inches here and 2 inches here. I want my body to be these exact measurements, and I want my hair to be this color, and I want my skin to be this color, and I want my eyelashes to do this. And then anything that is off from that is a battle and a fight to try to make our bodies do this certain thing. And it's over and over and just hating that our bodies aren't already that way. And that's not the way that our bodies work. Here's the truth, and I believe that all of us at some deep intuitive point truly know this, that our bodies are incredibly at healing, and incredibly talented at healing, that our bodies are designed beautifully and wonderfully and just as they should be, that our bodies are good at doing what they're doing and that they're for us. And there's some whether it's an intuition, no matter how quiet at this point with so many years of fighting with yourself, but there's this deep knowing, and if you just listen, you hear it, of, oh, my body is for me. My body is trying to heal. My body is trying to help me. No matter how much I have hated and yelled at and beat up and berated and insulted my body, it still wants to help me. It still wants to do good things for me. There is a knowing, and I think you will hear it if you listen. Because the truth is, our bodies are phenomenal. And if you are starving your body and hating yourself and hurting yourself with food and depriving your body of calories and food groups and then piling tons of calories and food groups all at once on top of yourself and yo-yoing up and down in weight, like even doing all of that damage to our bodies, your bodies are doing pretty well. It's amazing. Like it is incredible what we can still survive and live through. I'll give you an example. Your body is designed to keep you alive, to keep you healthy. It has so many mechanisms. There's so many things going on inside our bodies right now at this moment that we're not even aware of, because it's doing so much to keep us healthy and alive. This is the incredible power and adaptation that our body has. If you cut your calories in half, if you eat half as many calories as you have been, as your body is used to, do you know what your body does? It down-regulates your metabolism so you can maintain your weight eating half as many calories. Now, that may be the exact opposite thing of what you wanted to do. You want to cut your calories in half and you want to just start losing fat and it's dropping off of your body. But that's not what your body is designed to do for health. Your body is designed that if you are starving, if there is a famine, if all of a sudden you have half as much food as you used to, that you can still keep rocking away. You might feel kind of tired and you might feel kind of yuck, but your metabolism will literally slow down. Your body becomes more efficient, so you don't need as many calories. Now, if we were in a world where we were not told from the time that we were born that our female bodies were based off of the worth of how small we could make them and force them to be, if we just lived in a world where we were human beings separated from all of that misogyny and sexism and horrible messages, then that would be a really cool thing. Like, wow, my body is amazing. I can eat more and my metabolism speeds up, and I can eat less and my metabolism slows down, so that I can maintain this incredible set point weight that my body knows is most healthy for me. Wow, so much wow. But we live in a society that pits us against our own bodies. It says this is what bodies naturally do. This is the incredible healing power of our bodies. And then in the face of that truth, society tells us, and it's your body is the enemy. Your body is trying to sabotage you. Stubborn fat. Like, your body is not doing what you want it to do. And by the way, the thing that you need to do is an impossible task that will take your mental energy from anything worthwhile in your life, because you will be obsessing about food and body your whole life. It will be an impossible task that will ruin your health, that will give you an eating disorder. And no matter how well you do it or how hard you work, then it's still not going to be good enough. And we spend our entire lives. There are women that spend 75 years straight, and then they kill themselves with food at the end. And they were killing themselves with food every day. They were trading in their lives. Like, that is the definition of their life. Oh yeah, grandma, she was trying to lose weight till the day that she died. She was unhappy with her body till the day that she died. Wow, this obsession with food and the binge eating and the eating disorder that came from it is the reason that she died. Like, we are giving our entire lives to this, when the truth is that if we worked together with our bodies, how they are designed, like, we get to harness the incredible, incredible power of our bodies. So to put it this way, I tried to kill myself with not eating food. I was at a point where I thought it was worth it to do any extreme necessary to make my body smaller, and it wasn't small enough, even though I was extremely thin. I look back at pictures now and I was like, whoa, that's a very unnatural place for my body. But if it weren't for the beautiful gift of my body making me binge eat food, I probably would have just died, just starved myself to death, because I was eating less and less and less and less, and it was getting harder and harder and harder to make myself thinner. The thinner that I got, it was harder to get thinner, and I was trying everything, and I was doing so much, just crazy stuff. Like, it burns tons of calories to maintain your body temperature. So if you put your body in a whole thing of ice, then it's a way to burn way more calories than you ever could on top of your, this was my life's obsession. And I would have kept doing that unless my body intervened. I would have just kept on eating less. And guess what happens? If you eat less and less and less, and you don't stop eating less and less and less, then you die. It's called starvation. I was starving my body. And my incredible, magical, wonderful, powerful body stepped in and said, you know what? You are going to have these urges to binge that are so incredibly overwhelming that you are going to feel completely out of control. You are not doing a good job at your survival. We're taking over and we're going to eat this whole thing of peanut butter. So what my body did was the exact opposite of what I wanted it to do, and it saved my life. And now I am here talking to you. Now, what happens is that no matter how it starts, right? Whether it's from starving yourself, whether it's from, it might be a traumatic event, or it might be something emotional, or it might be, just the restrictive dieting is the number one thing. But there are lots of ways that this pattern can get started. One of them is your body just being a great body, being like, you know what, you're not eating enough. Like, we're going to create overwhelming cravings for you. But then it turns into a habit, right? So then even when you don't need it anymore, even after you've gained back all the weight plus some, and now it's going the other direction and you're feeling out of control, well, now your body is doing the other thing that it does really well, is to keep you in habits, right? And especially if you threaten your body over and over with, okay, well, famine on Monday, famine on Monday, famine on Monday, famine on the first of the month, then your body gets privy to that, and then it becomes a destructive habit, and then that can hurt you and kill you as well. And so having freedom from that is really important. But your body is incredibly great at healing, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'll give you guys a couple of examples. So mentally and physically, we fight with our bodies, but our bodies are actually trying to do something. And we want to ask the question like, okay, what is my body trying to do right now? And once you know how this actually works, once you know, like, oh, my body is reacting this way because I'm teaching it to react that way, then you can teach your body to react in a different way because you partner with your body. Instead of fighting your body, you're partnering with it and its incredible ability to heal. The other thing that happens is that we have things that are innate to how our bodies work, and it's awesome. And then the diet industry sells us back the thing that we already have, telling us that we can't do it on our own. So for instance, the cleanse, eliminating toxins from your body. Buy this series of smoothies, take all of these supplements, drink only this for a certain amount of time, the idea that we need to cleanse toxins constantly from our bodies, as if we weren't doing this cleanse, like toxins would just pile up in our bodies until we would just die or explode. Like, there are products that we buy, there are diets that we go on, there are years of our life that we lose to trying to cleanse toxins from our bodies and trying to never let toxins in our bodies and trying to be sure that we're constantly cleansing. You already have an organ in your body that does this. It's called a liver. You know what your liver does? It cleanses toxins from your body all day long. Think of all of the people all around the world that aren't doing 21-day cleanses. And they're not just like dying from toxins left and right, because they have, and you have, an organ in your body that does that. It is a liver. That is its purpose. It takes up quite a bit of space in your body. It's a very important function. Like, it's not like you eat something that you weren't supposed to eat and then it's just stored as this clunk of toxins forever because there's nothing that you can do about it unless you do this cleanse. Like, this is the sort of thing that we fight our body on. We literally say, hey, body, I know that you have this incredible ability to already do this thing, but I'm now taking that responsibility away from you. I'm taking away like the organ that was created for this. I don't trust that. And I'm going to try to do it on my own with ridiculous, unproven means that were just sold to me by the $66 billion diet industry, because if I just keep on going back and failing, then I'll just keep on going back and failing some more. Like, that is the level to which we fight our bodies. The metabolism is another thing, right? It's like, oh, I have to eat this way to have a metabolism or to stoke my metabolism or to reset my metabolism. Oh, I need to eat these certain things to be able to turn up my metabolism so that I can burn calories. Like, okay, so isn't that interesting, right? That we are trying to control our metabolism when our body does that. Our body does that for us. Like, we have a metabolism. It is a mechanism in our body that is designed to turn up and down and is designed to burn calories. And we don't have to eat any certain things or like manipulate it or like, yes, there are things that we can do to damage our metabolism. But if we got out of the way, our metabolism would do an amazing, amazing job. Oh, yes. So thank you, Trisha, for this awesome comment. I used to do a 5-day juice cleanse. I thought I needed to fix my body, in quotes. It only made my food cravings extreme. Insanity. Yes, Trisha, preach. Yes, exactly. Like, we not only fight our bodies with what we are trying to do to manipulate our bodies, but it gives us the exact opposite result. I'm going to eat this certain way for my metabolism, and then we end up binging because we're creating all of these awful cravings, and then it's like undoing all of that. Or we're trying to, cut our calories because we're trying to make our body do a certain thing, and that actually slows our metabolism. Or we're trying to lose weight and restrict food groups, and that's actually teaching our body to gain weight and store more fat and have a higher set point weight. So it's the next layer of, and it gets us the exact opposite of what we want. You cannot do a better job than your liver at doing what your liver is designed to do. And you cannot do a better job at your metabolism than what your metabolism is designed to do. And the trying to control every function and inch and bit of our bodies by this manipulation to try to make it do a certain thing is not only completely ineffective, but it's extremely damaging because it puts us in these, just like Trisha was saying, insanity, right? Like these insane cycles. So I want to give you guys an example of what it looks like on the other side of this, because sometimes we'll be like, what if we weren't doing the job of our liver and our metabolism, and if we weren't constantly trying to burn fat and use energy, as if like we eat something and then we have to do all this to burn it as calories. Like, your body is designed to use what you're eating as energy. Like, it's what it's designed to do. If it wasn't doing that, you would just be dead. Like, you are here listening to this live feed because your body is doing the things that it is supposed to do. And the only things that are getting in the way are the things that we get in the way with, right? Like the ways that we manipulate our bodies that actually make them function worse and get in the way of the incredible power and healing properties of our bodies. So I want to give you guys an example of this, because sometimes, even though we know something isn't working, it can be scary to think of like, oh no, but what's on the other side? So I was talking to one of our amazing clients, and I love it. She used the phrase joke of the century, right? She's like, I used to be calculating my binges. I would restrict all week long, and then I would binge. I tracked all of my calories. I knew everything that was happening. I did these insane workouts all the time. I controlled all the food in the whole house. So she's restricting, she's tracking everything. She's doing all these insane workouts. And then because of that, she's teaching her body to have all these big cravings. And so then she would be binging every once in a while as well. She was very sort of controlled in it. Like, that was her journey, right? And she had a certain weight and a certain shape and a certain size of her body, right? So she, it's been a little while ago that she came to us and got free. So she came to us and got free in probably around the maybe 6-week mark or so of working together. And she'd been struggling with this for, decades and decades. So she came to us and got free. And it's been quite a while now, and she was just, popping in, and she has this amazing celebration. So this is what has happened in her life. She doesn't have an eating disorder anymore. She's not restricting. She's not tracking anything. She's not dieting. She isn't obsessing about anything. She has her mental energy back. And she actually needed surgery on her leg And she has been like working out and being active. It's been a huge part of her identity. She's very, very active, very, very fit, right? Like that was part of the eating disorder as well. So this has literally kept her from doing any exercise. Like she can't even like walk around, okay? So she got this surgery. She can't do any exercise. She's not restricting. She's not changing. She's not tracking anything. She was just celebrating. So she had the surgery. She had a long time without exercise. Now she's a little bit, but like nothing like she used to be. And this is the joke of the century that she's like, joke of the century. She's like, my body is great. My body is the same. She's like, I am literally maintaining the same level of fitness and the same size, except I'm free and happy and I eat what I want and I'm not tracking anything. Like, she's like, I was doing so much. It was taking my whole entire life fighting against my body to try to just have the same thing that I now have effortlessly. I want you guys to just like wrap your heads around that for a minute. There's like eating disorder, like decades of your life going toward this, all of this effort every single day. And we have this idea of like, if I am working this hard and I'm just barely maintaining this amount of progress or whatever you want to call it, you know, if I'm only getting this amount of prize, what on earth would happen if I wasn't working this hard? Well, I would just go crazy and I would gain 500 pounds and like everything would be ruined. Like, because if I work this hard to get only this, imagine what would happen if I didn't do that. But then you find out on the other side that you get the same or better with phenomenally less effort. Like you're like, oh, my liver's gonna do what it's gonna do, and here you go, metabolism, do your thing. And like, oh, okay, like we're not fighting against ourselves anymore. We're working with our bodies. It's so fun, you guys. I was thinking just a very similar thing just a little while ago of like, wow, I actually, there have been years that I haven't been able to do anything high intensity because during my eating disorder, I would just like have pain when I was running and then just run through that pain. So I had like long-term, what I thought was permanent damage, but your body has an amazing ability to heal. So I've been able to have some healing and I'm continuing on that journey, but I haven't been able to run for like 5 years. Like, it might be even longer now. That's crazy. I would like to. It sounds like fun. And I want to do it like because that feels fun and powerful and awesome. But I used to just run and run and run because I had to make up for the binge, right? It's like I had to do something about it. And when you're not hurting yourself, when you're not binging, when you're not piling all of these stress hormones and teaching your body to gain weight, and when you're not in this place where you're in this cycle, because you're not trying to make up for a bunch of stuff, you can literally just live your life as a normal eater and be healthy and be fit and be comfortable. That is the joy on the other side of it. So the big shift, the important shift, is that you've got to go from fighting your body to working with your body. And you've got to know what your body is trying to do. Because we're like, my body is against me. My body is my enemy. My body won't lose weight no matter how hard I try. But you've got to realize the language that your body speaks, okay? You can't say, hey, I want to be thinner, body, be thinner. Your body is going to look at your actions, not your words. So your actions with restrictive dieting is, hey, we are starving, things are unstable, we need to be heavier, please body, put more weight on. Look, we've lost all this weight from our calorie deficit. Please put this weight back on as quickly as possible, plus some, because things are really unstable. Oh, and by the way, all these stress hormones are also letting you know that things are super unstable. So those stress hormones are also going to send a really clear message, like that you should just be in crisis. And so this is totally not the time to release any sort of weight. Like, I mean, we should actually have some more on. Like, we are at a really, really scary place. So yeah, understand this, you guys. Like, you stop sending the messages to your body that are hurting you and getting you the exact opposite what you want, and you start sending new messages to your body, and your body can like relax. And I don't mean relax in like a don't care way. I mean relax in a you're not in panic anymore, and you're not in your eating disorder, and you're not in your cycle anymore. So yes. Oh, Christine, hello, so fun to see you here. Okay, Christine is saying, yes, before COVID, I was teaching 12 to 14 fitness classes a week. When I lost the job, I thought I'd blimp out. Yes, I gained some weight, but the physical abuse has stopped, and I realized not worth that level of physical abuse, especially at my age now. Yes, congratulations, Christine. What an absolute joy to hear your journey here. And yeah, that's the thing, you guys, is you start working with your body and you stop hurting your body and you stop abusing your body and you start sending it different messages. Your body is so happy to work with you. Like it really is. It's been trying to do that all along. And when you take your body out from a place of just trying to keep you alive and survive because you're letting it know you're so stressed and you're so starving all the time, then your body can start like really, once it's out of crisis, doing amazing things. Like, wow, this is a new level of strength and fitness that I could be at before. Wow, this is a new level of mindfulness and peace than I ever thought was possible for me. Like, that's what our clients like celebrate all the time. Oh, Trisha, yes, love it. Okay, so Trisha's saying, I could have 3 PhDs for the time I've spent on nutrition, athletic training, working with experts, she's putting that in quotes, and becoming free. And becoming free through your program, Lydia, has given me the same result. I am free and I am no longer giving hours and hours every day trying to manipulate my body. I've never been happier and stronger. It is the universe's ultimate joke. I know. I was just brainwashed for so many years by our culture and it became all I knew. When I stopped fighting my body became peaceful. And I didn't gain any weight and I'm the best version of myself. Trisha, thank you for sharing. Mwah. We just love you so much. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story. And like, I just want to echo this, you guys. Like, it's not about, well, I'm going to get free and I'm going to give up on my health. Just like Trisha is saying, I am like healthier and stronger than ever before. Like she said, I've never been happier and stronger. Like, look at that, you guys. That's so important. And it's not more information. Like Trisha's super smart. Trisha, you might even have 3 PhDs, like for real. Like there are all these incredibly educated, amazing women all over the world that have just been given the really wrong message. And it's time for truth to be here, right? It's time for truth and for us to stop fighting ourselves. Because let's just zoom out for a minute. Let's just imagine a world where we have all of these incredible, powerful, intelligent women that are given lies and an impossible task that will take their entire lives away. And instead of focusing on fixing the world's problems, on bettering themselves, on like changing the world, on doing things that bring them joy, putting their talents out there, their entire lives are spent on trying to lose weight, on trying to control their bodies, on fighting themselves. Well, that sounds like a world where women don't have a lot of opportunity, right? Because they're given this task that is completely distracting them from all of the incredible things that they could be doing with their lives and living their purpose. And that's ultimately what we do at Life with Lydia. It's about setting incredible women free from these chains and this cage so they can do the things that they are meant to do in this world, that they want to do in this world, that they desire to do in this world. And once you have your brain and your body and your life back, then everything changes. So the next step, what you want to do is the very next step in stopping fighting yourself and being able to work with yourself is you've got to build on a good foundation. And that foundation of freedom is something that we will partner with you and do. We do a free breakthrough session. And on that breakthrough session, we're going to walk you through the foundation of freedom for you personally. You can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply. Again, it's lifewithlydia.com/apply. And you can book that free breakthrough session. And that is your first important step in ending the battle with yourself and getting to work with yourself, your mind, your body, so you can be at peace. That beautiful alignment. That's something that I just love that our grads celebrate all the time, is the alignment that they get to experience with like, oh, I'm not hating myself. I'm not fighting myself. I'm not insulting myself. I'm not trying to like make my life do something else, like, or my body do something else. Like, I get to be me. I get to be me, and that me is healthier and stronger and happier and more peaceful than ever. because you get to be in that alignment. You guys, get free, don't get free, it's up to you. Like, we know exactly how to fix this problem, but you are on your own journey. But if there's just the minimum that I would suggest is do not do anything that is designed to turn you against yourself. If there is any sort of message of, oh, and there's this part of yourself that you have to hate, oh, and there's this part of yourself that you have to restrict, and there's this part of yourself that is just base and wild and crazy and awful and disgusting, like anything that turns you against yourself and has you label yourself as powerless or broken or messed up or not trustworthy, that is not going to get you any sort of result for sure that is positive, but it's also going to hurt yourself even more. One of the minimum is stop hurting yourself. Like, just end the battle, the berating, the unkindness toward yourself, and realize your body is ready. Your mind is ready. It has been the whole time. It's been fighting really hard to try to manage the ways that we are hurting ourselves and getting in our own ways. And like Christine is saying, life-changing, yes. Yeah, to become in alignment with yourself. And yeah, it's nice to not hate yourself, and it's nice to like yourself, and it's nice to love yourself. And that comes with the alignment of being able to love all of you. It's not about these are the lovable parts of me, and then I will try to destroy all the other parts of me. It's actually every part of you is a part to be loved. And the parts that felt like they were your saboteurs, or that they were, destroying your progress, or they were against you, are probably just reacting to what you are teaching it to do. It's reacting in a really wonderful, life-saving way. It might just not be the way that you were trying or thinking that it should react. Start working with yourself, and beautiful, beautiful things happen. You guys, I love all of your comments. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. What a total joy. Again, you can go to lifewithlydia.com/apply to book your free breakthrough session. And this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, signing off. Mwah. Bye, guys.